Observe a groom during the wedding vows. There's often a specific moment where the gravity of the ceremony hits, and he breaks into tears. Listen to the words being spoken to him. Traditional vows promise a commitment that holds through sickness, through poverty, and through the worst of circumstances. For many men, this is the first time they have ever heard a public promise of security that isn't tied to their performance or their utility. This emotional response points to a deep-seated romantic fantasy, the desire for true partnership. It is the dream of a selfless teammate who has your back just as much as you have theirs, a shared mission where no one gets left behind. Men pursue marriage because they crave this equal, unconditional bond. However, they are often searching for this selfless devotion within a modern dating system that functions on a very different set of economic incentives. Meet David. He represents the modern man looking for a ride or die, a partner who will stand shoulder to shoulder with him to build a family and a future. He views the relationship as a 50-50 split, where both parties sacrifice equally for the common good. David's expectations are reinforced by the language of modern dating. He sees profiles asking for a partner in crime or a power couple, and hears constant praise for equality in relationships. To David, these aren't just buzzwords. They are a confirmation that women are looking for the same selfless teamwork he is. This gives him hope that he can finally be loved for who he is, rather than what he can provide. It caters to the fantasy that the no matter what promise from the altar is the standard operating procedure for the relationship. But the marketing of the power couple often masks a transactional reality. The cultural emphasis on equality provides a romantic cover for what is, in practice, a highly conditional marketplace. In any marketplace, participants generally seek to improve their position. When we look at dating through this lens, we see a conflict between two competing goals: the desire for an equal partner and the desire for a lifestyle upgrade. It is a difficult, if not impossible, task for a man to be a woman's equal while also being her best possible option for moving up in the world. If a relationship doesn't offer a significant improvement in quality of life, it is rarely viewed as a viable investment. When forced to choose between an equal teammate and a lifestyle upgrade, the data suggests a clear trend. 9 times out of 10, the preference shifts toward the partner who provides the greatest tangible benefit. This implies that most dating behavior is driven by gain. David's dream of a selfless teammate is structurally at odds with a marketplace where the primary incentive is upward mobility, rather than mutual equal sacrifice. Consider a man's life trajectory. It begins with an upward trend of professional growth. But success is rarely a straight line. Life eventually hits valleys of setbacks or stress. When relationships dissolve, departures don't happen during peaks. They are concentrated almost entirely in these valleys. This pattern suggests that while many are happy to share in the peaks of a man's life, far fewer are willing to subsidize the valleys. The partnership often exists only as long as the benefits are trending upward. This brings us to a difficult conclusion. In the modern sexual marketplace, the romantic ideal of weathering the storm is often replaced by the reality of cutting losses when the going gets tough. Loyal partners who stay through the valleys do exist, but the statistics of relationship failure suggest they are the exception rather than the rule. They represent a rarefied class of people who prioritize the bond over the marketplace gain. For the modern man, this necessitates a shift in perspective called the burden of proof. It means moving away from the assumption that a partner is a selfless teammate by default, and instead waiting for her to demonstrate that loyalty through actual adversity. Heartbreak often stems from granting equal partner status to someone who is still evaluating the relationship based on gain. True security isn't found in the initial promise, but in the evidence of past behavior during the low points. If this selfless, all-for-one dynamic is so rare in romance, where does it actually flourish? Historically, this level of surrender to a shared mission is most commonly found in male-centric communities. It's the band of brothers dynamic seen among soldiers or firefighters, men who will carry a wounded comrade out of a fire because they have absolute trust that he would do the same. That specific trust, the kind David is looking for in a relationship, is built on the foundation of brotherhood. It is a bond forged through mutual utility and shared risk, which is fundamentally different from the incentives of the modern dating market. Take a moment to analyze your own history. Think about the circumstances of your past breakups. Did they happen when you were at your best, or when you were struggling to keep your head above water? Partnership is a beautiful dream, but true unconditional loyalty is most reliably found in the bonds of brotherhood. Share your experience in the comments and subscribe as we continue to break down the psychology of the modern world.